In this video, let me introduce how to create a spot and implement related logic. Click on My Army-Create Spot, and it will generate a spot blueprint in the current project directory. Drag and drop this blueprint into the map of level. Now, go to the agent's blueprint, and remove the input and output logic sentences from the previous one. Add a new follow spot output execution logic. Next, place the agents, run the simulation, and watch the results. You should notice that the agent characters are now orienting themselves towards the spot. Go back to the agent blueprint and add a new output logic for setting the strength of following the spot. The normal strength range is from 0 to 1. Run the simulation once again to observe the results. You should see that the agents have reduced their orientation speed towards the spot. Go back to the agent blueprint and modify the previously filled follow spot output logic to avoid spot to make them avoid the spot. Then, run the simulation to watch the results. You should see the agents avoiding the spot by orienting themselves in different directions to the left and right. Next, try using the flee spot output execution logic. When you run the simulation, you'll notice the agent characters orient themselves in the opposite direction to the spot, effectively fleeing from it. Now, let's change the current spot's ID to demonstration of the next logical feature. Go back to the agent blueprint and add an output logic for moving forward. Change the value at the question mark to 1. Modify the previously filled flee spot logic to only check spot with ID 1 and only perform avoidance when the agent is within a distance like 100 units from that spot. Increase the value for the output logic controlling the global spot logical strength to 0.75 for better observation. Since 100 units may be too close, change the distance to 200 units and then run the simulation. Now, run the simulation to check if the result is as expected. The agents detect a spot within 200 units in front of them with an ID of 1 and rotate to the left or right to avoid it. Go back to the agent blueprint again, and modify the logic you just added to follow the spot with ID 1. And add an input conditional logic for it. The logic will check if the distance to the spot with ID 2 is less than 300. If this condition is met, execute the output logic sentences below. Switch to the level scene, select the spot, press Alt, and drag to create a new duplicated spot. Adjust it to the appropriate position and set its ID to 2. Finally, run the simulation to check if the result is as expected. The agents detect a spot within 300 units in front of them with an ID of 2 and follow the orientation of the spot with ID 1. In the global settings, you can disable self-collision for agents. Running the simulation again, it will provide a clearer result.